Hey everybody, today is Friday and it is day number 10 of building the business. And I know this looks a little different today, but I am going to do a little bit of a demo. Today's video is about accountability and having an accountability coach, because we can get sideways, right? So yesterday, I'm all kinds of sideways, right? We did our video about yesterday about crafting our offer and getting just the right avatar profile and things like that. But, that's not what I needed to be doing, to be honest with you. So I got all into the weeds on that and got crafting my offer and stuff for my management part of the business. But in reality, if I look at my goals and I look at what my immediate needs are and what, I put the horse before the cart kind of situation, or the cart before the horse situation, which is not what I needed to do. So I'm going to explain to you, to be honest with you, if you could have, this is the cheap way to do it. We're very lucky to be in 2023 where we are today, because we have some options that we did not have in the past, right? So having an accountability coach, you can get to where you want to be without an accountability coach. But what's going to happen if you're not a really disciplined person and you don't know how to prioritize and you don't know how to do things the way you should be doing them, you're going to spend a lot, maybe get to your goal, but you'll spend a lot of time wasting time doing things that you probably shouldn't be doing, that are not moving the ball for you you get doing the things that you should not be doing. And I know I'm rambling on here, but my phone is ringing, so it's bugging me. Hold on. All right, so now it stopped. I need to start putting this thing on focus, but usually I do this in the morning, so I'm not getting phone calls and things like that. But look, point is, narrowing down to it is if there's multiple ways to do things. But like if you had, when we talked about getting some sort of mentor, if you had somebody that has done things before you, they could keep you on track and keep you accountable. Like if you had a really good friend that is in the business world and, you discussed things that you were doing with them and they, kept you accountable. But there's another way to do it, and the way that I'm doing it right now. And if you are not a user of ChatGPT yet, you should be. Maybe you're using another AI. Maybe you're using Google's Bart. Maybe you're using Facebook's AI. Maybe you're using, I don't even know if Apple has one right now, but there's several of them that you could be using. You should be using some sort of AI. And one thing that you can do with, and this is why I brought it up in a demo instead of just, saying it, but you can use ChatGPT as an accountability coach. And one thing that you might not know about GPT is that you can maintain conversations over a long period of time. It's just not a once and done. You know how you go to Google Chrome right now and you type in something that you're looking for. Like, let's just say that, I wanted to ask ChatGPT a question about, what's the best vehicle for, four-wheel driving around the mountains, right? So I could ask that question of GPT, or like if I was in the, Google, that would be like a search query, and it's like a once and done thing. That's not how GPT works. You can certainly use GPT for that. You can use it for that, but you can also use it for long-term conversations where, GPT is familiar with the conversation and can continue to answer questions based on conversational pieces that you've had. And you need to realize when you're working with GPT, you talk to GPT like it's an actual person, and you would consult with it, give it advice, give it, correction where needed, right? So how I would go about if you were going to use GPT for an accountability coach, here's a couple of tips, right? First, the most important is how you start that specific conversation that you're going to maintain over the long haul. So if you look over here, you see mine right here, accountability coach for business, right? So that's my conversation that I have going on right now with ChatGPT as a accountability coach. Right now, listen, hear me well. Don't go out and say, well, Anthony he's just going to take all the advice that, a toaster gives him. This is, ChatGPT, it's a toaster, and, we got people out there just taking advice from a toaster. No, I'm not taking advice from a toaster. What I'm doing is I am crafting what I am putting in there, and I am setting this AI up to be my own accountability coach, and I don't have to give this information to another human being. It's stuff between me and this AI, and basically it is my own personal calculator, my own personal toaster, and it can give you good advice. Now, it will let you go off the rails, so you got to kind of keep reminding it that it's an accountability coach, because you'll say, well, I want to do this, and it'll be like, great, do that, right? You got to remind it, hey, you're my accountability coach. I want to make sure that I'm staying focused. It's your job to keep me focused. It's your job to debate against me. If I'm, debate it with me, right? Let's debate this out. Let's work this out, right? But also, it's your responsibility to keep your accountability coach informed of what you're doing. So step one, when using accountability coach with your GPT, is first you want to start off with telling it, hey, I need you to act as my accountability coach. And what's going to happen is, for my new business or whatever it is that you got going on, I can't seem to stay focused on the most important goals and actions that I need to take to build this business. And what's going to happen is ChatGPT is going to go, he's going to be like, absolutely, I'd be glad to help you as your accountability coach for your new business. Staying focused and aligned with your key goals and actions is crucial for success of your venture. So this is like, it's telling you what you need to do, but it's like, let's start defining your key goals. Can you share with me what your goals are for your business, right? So it'll start asking you questions, right? So this is going to go two different ways. It'll go, and it'll be different depending on how much you share with it at the beginning. Maybe you share with it a lot more. Going forward, it might ask you different questions, right? It's not going to be the same. Whatever you get, it's not going to be the same as what I'm doing here. But I can align this, with whatever goal that I might have, right? I can tell it a little bit about the business. Like whenever I did mine, because I had filled it in with a lot more information, it's like, hey, go ahead and tell me a little bit about your business. And then tell me a little bit about your goals. Tell me about the pain points that you're having right now. Tell me where you're wanting to go. And then what happens is it starts prioritizing what you're doing, right? Because your goal is to get this enough information. You get your GPT enough information, right? And I call these AI agents. Like each time I start a new conversation, it's a new AI agent that that is on here. And I could even give this AI agent a name, right? If I called this one, let's just say that I wanted to name this one, you know, Sarah, right? My accountability coach, Sarah, right? And so there's Sarah. I'm talking with Sarah. And she's my accountability coach, and I'm going to be like, and I could even name it. I could say, hey, you're Sarah, my accountability coach, and you're going to help me with this business. You're a professional in that, and you understand this and that. And then the key is that to use this accountability coach correctly is you will need to, one, make sure that you give your accountability coach a lot of information, right? So get it set up correctly in the first place. Start giving it tons of information about your goals, where you're wanting to go, what your plan is. And most time it may be revenue goals, right? It's like, short-term goal, I need to make $10,000 in revenue per month from a new service that I want to offer. I haven't done any work on this yet, but it's the most immediate need. The long-term goal is I want to expand my current vacation rental company. So I could put that in there, right? By offering to manage other people's properties. This will require a new website and marketing, but takes longer to onboard customers, where my service business can provide more immediate income. Let's see. Now, I have public typing issues, so forgive me there. When I think about typing, I can't type. When I don't think about typing, I can type like a madman. Right. So, yeah. So it's going to start going through this. So it's just basically summing up all of the things that I just said, giving it more of a plan. It's talking about next steps, right? The more information I give this, the more it will go, right? The plan sounds great. I will check in with you each morning, and at the end of each workday to fill you in on what has been accomplished. Please debate me if I try to get off task on the most important things that will move the ball the most. I will also give you more and more information about the business so you will be more informed. This is just random stuff I'm throwing in here. I get a lot more serious when it's about my stuff, and you will too, right? Like, I'm just trying to think of example stuff that to throw in here that's like way off from the stuff that I actually put in here. So, but that also gets, you know, this going a little more. Mine's so much better than this, where I've started out. It's like so much more on. But you know, this Sarah will debate me. If you start to deviate from your key task, I'll challenge you to refocus on what's important. Remember, it's about constructive debate to keep on track. Staying motivated to be challenged. So this is a person to be an accountability coach for you, like to make sure that you're staying on task, somebody that's encouraging you. Sometimes we just need somebody to work with, because entrepreneurs are a lot of times we're just alone. And we don't have people that we can talk to about stuff. And also the fact that, you know, most of the time that those people that we do talk to try to discourage us and say, I don't know, I wouldn't do that. And, you know, they've never done it before, but they wouldn't do that. And I don't know why. But people have different strokes. But, you know, this AI is not going to do that. It gives you somebody to bounce ideas off of. And this is just one way to use GPT. I use this for all kinds of different things, and it's very, very helpful. I'm not saying jump in here and start asking it religious or political questions. Actually, that's the worst thing you can do. This is a toaster, right? You don't go ask toasters spiritual, religious questions. You don't go ask toasters about political questions, but you would ask a toaster what is 2 + 2, and you would ask a toaster about, you know, SEO and web optimization and things that it has a lot of information on, that it's really good at, that it's more than likely not an emotional thing. Don't ask a toaster about emotional things. Just get in there. Ask it to do things that it can do really well. And one of those is holding you accountable and giving you coaching to keep you accountable. If you go in, update it each day, check in with it in the morning and say, hey, this is what the plan is today. And then it might say, well, you know, that doesn't line up with what we've been talking about. Is there a reason why you plan on switching your direction today? Then you put that in there. Then it's going to debate it with you, and that's great. That's what you want to happen. And at the end of the day, you go and say, well, I got this done and this done and this done, and it's going to be like, great, man, that's awesome. You're doing great. You're on track. Let's keep it going tomorrow, right? So, you know, you got something giving you a pep talk, even though it's a toaster. It's a toaster giving you a pep talk, right? And so it can be your own personal Jarvis. So you can get in there and use it. You can have it on your phone. You can talk to it. There's all kinds of plugins you can use. Only cost $20 a month. Be the best $20 you ever spent. And you just talk to this thing like it's a person, and you can correct it when it's wrong. You say, "Listen, you're kind of going in the wrong direction here. I want you to." Refocus on this, right? So it doesn't get offended, right? So ChatGPT is not going to get offended. Now, I wouldn't be rude to it, right? Because you'll just mess it all up. But you can refocus it. You can restructure how it's going to react to what you're doing. If it's being too easy on you, let it know, hey, you're being a little bit too easy on me. I need you to be a little bit more forceful. If you don't like its tone, if you don't like it to, keep, let's just say that I didn't want it to, print out a bunch of stuff unless I asked for it. I can put So you also don't have to give me a breakdown every time I give you info. If I need information specifically, I will ask for it. But if you need me to know something, you are free to provide the information. And it will remember, right? And it will remember, and it won't keep reiterating everything over and over again. Like when I'm doing my Host Possible YouTube channel stuff, right? If it's helping me with this or that, I can say, hey, I want you to remember to add this each time we talk about this. Or don't make me ask for this. Just know that if we're talking about this, then I'm going to want all of this each time. And then it remembers that, and it will do that each time. It is ChatGPT is super convenient. You'll love it. I hope you got a little bit out of this today. I'm pretty tired this morning. I had to go to the dealership and get my truck worked on. We're not worked on, oil changed and all that stuff. It took a while. And it's lunchtime now, so I'm hangry. I've got a bunch of work to do still this afternoon. It is Friday, so I'm getting towards the end of the week. I do my workouts early in the mornings, and so once I get to Friday, I'm really, really tired. So been a long week, but it is day 10. We are moving along. Just to give you guys an update. Today, I am refocusing because I wasn't practicing what I preached. I did have my accountability coaching set up, but I did not check in yesterday when I got this, idea to, change my focus for my offer with my avatar, so I created my avatar, perfect avatar. And I shouldn't have even been doing that because it wasn't part of my main goal at this point in time. And I really needed to focus on my service instead. So my maintenance service that I'm building. And so I got way off track. And so today I'm back on track, and I have found it very useful to watch YouTube videos about certain things. Like, I would hope you're watching these videos because, you're trying to learn, if you're trying to build a vacation rental business, right? So you'd be watching these videos just to glean anything that you might hear from me. And yesterday I was kind of doing that same thing. And the video wasn't so useful because I'm not going to do the same things exactly what they're doing, but I did hear about a software that is really going to change the game for me. And I love technology, and I think we need to use that to our advantage. And I was, watching this random video, and this guy was like, well, we use this. And I got to looking at that this morning, and it's checked all the boxes of what I was needing, what I was thinking in my mind. I got to have this because I got to solve this problem and this problem and this problem. It solves all those problems for me. So something that I thought was going to take me the next 3 weeks, I might be able to finish this afternoon, which is going to be and get up and running, and that's going to be really great. And so use technology. Use ChatGPT because ChatGPT can give you that information as well and can suggest YouTube videos and all kinds of good stuff. And I hope you guys found this informative today. It's not been very peppy, but I'll get some rest and then be back here Monday for day 11 of building the business.